Welcome to our devotional time at Temple Baptist Church here in Poplar, Bluff, Missouri. Our text today, we're going to be in John chapter 16, and we're going to look at verse 33 for our reading today. But if you want to, you can go back and read verses 25 through 33, and it'll get you a really more understanding, if you need it, of what Jesus is talking about here today. But in John chapter 16, in verse 33, we read this: "These things have I spoken unto you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." And Life magazine back in 1968, and I think that we could update that a lot today. We could probably update that to I don't know what the news stations are because I don't watch them. Fox News is one of them. CNN is another one, I guess. And the Daily News, CBS, NBC, all those. But what they've done, they were on the cover of this magazine then was a horrifying photograph of a starving child in Niagara during a civil war. And a young boy took this picture and took a copy of the magazine to his pastor. And he asked this question: does God know about this? And the pastor replied, he said, "I know you don't understand, but yes, God knows about that." God knows about everything, folks. The boy walked out declaring he was uninterested in such a God. Now, like I say, things like that, the question here, does God know about this, disturb not only the child, but I think all of us are disturbed by that. And, alongside affirming that a God of all knowledge, I wish the boy would have been able to, and I wish anybody would be able to hear about the epic story of God is continuing to write, even in places like the former nation there that we're talking about. Just look at the places today that are in the news that are showing the distress and things of war and the suffering of humankind and all of that. And Jesus, as he talks to his disciples here, he's to his followers, he wants to assure them, he's a shield from the hardship. He's a shield. And hardship's going to be there. The realities of life are going to be there. There are going to be starving children. There's going to be starving adults, not only in foreign countries. Right here in the United States, there's children going hungry, and God knows that. God knows everything, and and so he was a shield for their hardship, and he told them instead that in this world you'll have trouble. All right? Yeah, it's there. I have trouble. You have trouble. But what Jesus did offer and does offer was he promised that these evils weren't the end. It's not the end. In fact, he'd already overcome the world. He's already overcome the world. And in God's final chapter, if you go ahead and read to the end of the book, every injustice will be undone and every suffering healed. So it's there. Genesis to Revelation, all through the Bible, recounts the story of God destroying every unthinkable evil, making every wrong right. The story presents the love of one whose interest is in us unquestioned. He loves us without a doubt. Jesus said to the disciples, he said, "I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace." This young boy, people today see these things happen. They wonder, does God know this? Where's God at when this is happening? He's right there, folks. He never leaves. And so we just rest in his peace and presence today. Now, don't let we have a heart for people that are suffering. The heart that we really need to have is people that are suffering without Jesus Christ. They don't know Jesus Christ as personal Savior. They're going to suffer eternity in a place called hell. Let's not let that happen. Let's declare the good news that Jesus has overcome the world. These things I have spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. And we're going to overcome it someday. When God says that's enough, then we're going to overcome it. Now, thank you for being with us today at our devotional time. We invite you to our services here at Temple. Our first service on Sunday morning is at 8 o'clock. And then we have our Sunday school classes beginning at 9. Then our second service is at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. Then Sunday night we get back together at 6 o'clock for worship time again. Then Wednesday night we have our Bible study and prayer time at 7. Come and be a part of those services. May God bless you is our prayer.